Hello guys, Piers here to help you with our league's home race, Zandvoort. Before we start the track guide, we have some great news for you. So the track guides will now be placed in ERL's YouTube page, and you can return to them whenever you need, because unlike what happens with Twitch, after 7 days the video gets dropped. On YouTube, on ERL's YouTube, you will find them whenever you need. We may have some other cool stuff to add to our YouTube page, but we will let you know when the time is due. Okay, so for Zandvoort, just some general thoughts before we go to the lap itself. Uh, this is a place where you can try all your might, let us say. Zandvoort actually offers a very good grip level. So if you want to try something a little more daring, like shall we say a setup where the gap between wings is quite considerable, and so far you haven't felt comfortable doing it, this is a place to do so. Zandvoort is a place where you can try to go beyond your limits. So for the lap, the setup will be, as you all know, time trial setup. So you will have to make the necessary tweaks for the race. So let's begin. Okay, so now approaching the first corner, which has a very curious name, Tarzan. You actually have to think of Tarzan in order to find the best way to do it. So, in this corner, you can brake later than expected, and you kind of want to throw it to the apex. Throw your car to the apex, do not be afraid, because the great danger here in this corner is not on the entry. The entry is quite stable, as generally the circuit is. It's on the exit. The exit will make you snap if you overdo it, or if you overstep the curb on the left. Also, this is a place where the outside line has a very good grip level, so you can try some very cool overtakes on the outside here. The braking point will be around mid the distance between the 150-meter board brake on the middle point, shall we say 75 meters, and I will try to brake and turn at the same time, but applying trail brake properly. You will reduce to fourth gear. You can drop another gear to third for a little more rotation, but I usually have a more stable and controlled line in the fourth. After you clip that apex, begin your return to the throttle, but you cannot stomp on it. It has to be done in a daring but slightly controlled manner. Okay, so next, this next section of corners is very hard, and also please take this into consideration when you are leaving the pits and your tires are that cold. That right turn before the banked will catch you off guard, so you have to be very careful. So this, let us navigate this one corner by corner. So first one, easy flat, no secret around here, and you'll begin to prepare that right corner. In this TT lap, I did it with the throttle. So in order to explain you what I did, you, instead of going to the brakes, I lift the throttle and do some tappings on it to guide the car around the corner. This, once again, in this place, if you try to stomp it, you will lose your rear. Please do not misunderstand what I said about the track at the beginning. Yes, you can take chances, you can build a more unstable setup, but that does not mean you can go around flying every corner, going immediately full throttle. No, there is still some care to be done. Also, regarding gear, so with the throttle technique, you will not downshift. If you apply some brake, if you prefer it that way, then I advise you to downshift to fifth, since you'll be coming to this corner in sixth. Don't know if you caught that, but you didn't hear the downshift revving pattern. Okay, so now for this one. Um, I have spoken with one of our owners, which is actually very, very good in this track. He told me the outside racing line is a viable option. I didn't try it. Also, the setup and lap I tested for this time trial didn't do it too. So I cannot really tell you if it's a viable option. Best advice, as always, is to test it, try it. On race, it may be another good place for an overtake on the outside line, but here for the hot lap and for my Q lap, I will indeed use the inside line. So braking is a bit hard, but it has also to be very, very smooth. So you kind of apply one first press on the brake, focusing on reducing the car speed, because you'll need to do this corner hugging that left curb. This is also a dangerous corner. If you come from the right unsettled, you will bound to have a kind of whiplash motion here. So you are going to leave the right turn a little unsettled, and the compensation will make you snap. If you do not nail that small right turn, reduce. Do not try to overcompensate, because you will lose your car. If you came out from the right corner totally stable, totally controlled, then it's time to focus for this one. Brake, reduce to third gear, and you will feel that the return of the throttle can be done with confidence. The danger in this corner, contrary to the Tarzan, the danger is not on the exit, it's on the entry. Okay, now a great section of the track. This one is is insane. A fast flowing S-bends. The first right and left will be done flat, and we will prepare for that tricky right one. This one is all about focusing on the shortest path available. Okay, now for this one, I will avoid I will avoid telling you how to do it. And why? Because I too am confused. I have tried braking, I have tried lifting, I have tried downshifting. It seems that almost every approach works, but it will kind of depend also on your setup settings. So instead of telling you how to do this corner, I will tell you what you should focus. And what you should focus is this. Carrying speed has to be your top priority and hugging this right curb. So no matter the strategy you have for this corner, if if you don't lose too much speed and you come nice and stable on this one, you are doing it right. While on the race, watch out for tire wear, as tire wear becomes increasingly bigger, the more trouble you will have on this corner and the more dangerous it will be. So do not forget to adapt during your stint. Okay, so for this one the trick relies on cutting that apex through the curb, but not on an exaggerated manner, because if I'm not mistaken, there's a sausage curb there which will unsettle the car, will make you oversteer, and will make you fail the exit because you will mantle the curb on the left side on the exit. The good news is that if that happens, you kind of have a return route in this corner, which is pretty effective. If you lose your car here, focus on going through that return route. Sorry, forgot to mention. So you will be approaching this one in 7th gear. I will brake right before the 50-meter board, drop down to 6th, and as I have mentioned, try to clip that curb. You will notice that the return to the throttle can be done very comfortable here. Keep it on 6th gear. As you can see on your left, this is the return route I mentioned, which will take you rejoining the track on the right turn. It's very useful if you happen to lose your car here. For the next one, as I said, you will be getting here on an extended 6th gear, so you can brake right before the 50-meter board, and you will downshift to 4th. For this one, it's all about modulating your brake power into taking the car smoothly to the apex and returning to the throttle carefully. This one you cannot floor it, because the car will be getting to this corner a bit unsettled. Okay, so now you have to kind of slingshot your way to the right, taking advantage from the momentum build on this exit. So in order to prepare for the left turn, this left turn is pretty much the same as this right turn, so two very similar corners. The gear for me is also the same, 4th gear, and the principle is pretty much the same. Hug the curb, prepare to return to the throttle as soon as you can. Overdoing it will make you lose your rear. One thing I really love about Zandvoort is that you can pinpoint with very good accuracy the traction zones. You will feel them. You will be able to distinctly feel when the car is gaining traction to exit the corners. It's an aspect of this track I really like. So, DRS zone incoming, small kink to the left, one flat, no big deal here. Once again, it's all about focusing on the shortest path. Okay, this one looks harder than it actually is. You can do this with a fairly decent amount of confidence. You can brake late, you can brake, I'd say, a little before the apex, the curve starts. You can take the car to the curb to gain a little more angle for the turn, and you can do this in fourth gear. It will not be another steery gear. The car will react and will be very stable for you to control it around the right turn and to prepare the left turn. So, as you can see, you have to focus on clipping this curb, but not too much, because it will unsettle your car, or it can also be a track limits hazard. But the stability is very good here, so you can prepare for this tight left turn, which can be done in third gear. And once again, it's another place for a proper trail braking technique. Your brakes will guide the car through this corner. You can start to return to the throttle here. If it's on third gear, you will be on a very stable ride, and you can also go to the curb. The car will not react that much unless you take, as you can see here, you have one of those curbs which looks like divided into two kinds, one flat curb and those looks like sand dune curbs. So do not go there, but if you keep it on the flat curb, the car will react very well. Okay, so this one, the hardest corner of the track for me. This one is very hard to nail, and this one will either, if not done properly, will ruin your lap, and it can also kind of ruin the next one. Here it's a matter of practicing and see how you can take the car without understeering. The biggest danger in this corner is understeering and mounting those curbs on the left, because if you understeer, you will feel that you're losing time, and your immediate reaction will be trying to push in the throttle as soon as you can, and this will may prove disastrous. So for this one, on the 50-meter board, you are going to reach there in sixth gear. If you are not confident around here, focus on stability. Brake, downshift only to fifth, and focus on guiding your car through the corner, but focusing on the exit, on returning to that throttle. If you have the necessary skill and you feel confident here, then I'd say you can drop down to fourth, throw it to the corner, and you will gain time by doing that. I took it on fifth gear. I do not feel any confidence at all on this corner, so I chose a more conservative approach. Okay, so don't forget the RS zone. You should know this by now. The game has been out for quite a few months, but if you haven't been on Zandvoort lately, it is possible you forget about this like I did. DRS zone was changed from 2022 to from 2022 to 2023. It's now much earlier. So here on this line, you'll be able to activate DRS, unlike the previous setting where DRS will only be at the end of the bank corner. So pretty cool. The final bank corner done with DRS, but no worries, stability is there. So this one is all about focusing on doing it very smoothly. This is not a corner for abrupt inputs. Focus on doing the path as smooth as you can and following the best racing line. There is no downshift of any order here, so just press that throttle and enjoy the ride. One final tip on time trial. I noticed that the lap here, and you should take this too for Q, the lap here is finished with the car on the middle of the track because it seems to be the shortest path. Alright, so that's it. It's 1-8 231. Don't think I'll be able to do much better than this. So, as always, I hope this helps. I also hope that the new setting will be much more useful for you guys, since you will no longer lose these videos. Okay, have a great one at Zandvoort. Special race, since it will be a home race for many of the guys. Also reason why I use this special car. And let me see if I can change. Yes, so as you can see, the car has finally is finally with the right colors. I was accused of having built an Hungarian car, so there you have it, a proper Dutch car. Cheers.